Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to another live stream. I am your host. No, we should never do that. I hope you're all doing fantastic today. It is a rainy, somewhat hot and humid day here. We've got the AC going. Hopefully, that's not too loud for you guys. But I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Today, we got a good stream in store for you. We're going to be talking about getting creative. Getting creative with your recovery. You have to get creative with your recovery. I am, of course, going to elaborate on what I mean by that. But that is what we're going to be talking about today. It is about 5 p.m.-ish my time, so an afternoon stream. Those are always good. We're not too early, not too late today, so this should be perfect. We'll see who's going to get first in chat. And while we wait on that, I'm going to go ahead and get those comments pulled up on my end, while also grabbing a link for you guys, a link or two. There we go, and I'm going to drop a notification real quick. Guys, we are so close to 10.6k subs. 10.6k subs. I think we're like 5 people away last time I checked. 5 people away. So if you're looking for your sign to subscribe, this is it. This is it. Be one of those lucky numbers that pushes us to the 10.6k mark. So, with all that being said, let me see here. We are going to drop a link. We're going to drop a link or two. Give people some time to get in here. Was it yesterday's stream? I believe it was yesterday's stream where, for some reason, the connection went out. Hopefully that does not happen again today. But if something like that, something strange like that does happen, you guys know why. Not sure why that's been giving me trouble recently. So, Riley first in chat. What's up, Riley? How's it hanging? What's up, dude? I'm doing good. How are you? Kate. Hello, Kate. Charles. What's going on, man? What's up, Charles? What's up, Bug? Welcome, guys. Welcome. Yeah, so hopefully we don't have any more interruptions today. Yesterday's stream was just full of interruptions and actually got completely cut out at the end, so hopefully that does not make a repeat. Lucy, what is up, Lucy? Welcome, guys. Welcome. Did I get first? Wow, you did get first. Was it your first time getting first? Congrats, dude. We've got the live sign on today for my boy Sanchez. We got everything hooked back up. Yes, you win a medal. You win a medal, dude. Congrats, man. Congrats. How's it going? What's up, JT? Good vibes, dude. Good vibes. Welcome. We're going to give everyone another second or two to get in here, and then we're going to go ahead and just jump right into the stream today. Again, we're going to be talking about you have to get creative with your recovery. I'm going to elaborate on that and explain that in just a moment. But yeah, it should be a good one. Should be a good one. Let's make sure my notifications got sent out, and then we might as well go ahead and get started. Might as well. Deep breath. Couple deep breaths. This is gonna be a good one. Can't even take a deep breath. I smoke too much. Fuck. Ace, what is up, dude? All right. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and get started. You have to get creative with your recovery, right? So a lot of people join the channel, a lot of people watch the streams, and they hear me say things like they obviously hear me talk about the 2 main keys. It's literally all we talk about. And they hear me say things like, find your accepting inner voice, right? When you notice that you're worrying over physical symptoms or mental symptoms, instead shut that worry down, give yourself an accepting little statement, and then refocus right back on living your life. Rinse and repeat that. A lot of people hear that, and they start to look for the examples, right? Now, I love giving examples. There's nothing wrong with giving examples. I'll tell people stuff like, hey, if you notice you're worrying, just remind yourself that you're not going to make it worse and on yourself, or just remind yourself that it is what it is, or just remind yourself that you're retraining your brain, or just remind, I love giving examples. But here's the thing. Those examples are just examples, right? You need to get creative with your recovery. You need to find what really works for you, what really speaks for you. Just because when I was sensitized, I would catch myself worrying and say, okay, you know the real you. I love to, I love telling myself that. You know the real you. This is a bluff. And then I'd refocus on living. Rinse and repeat that maybe 1,000,000 times a day. Just because that spoke to me, I know the real me, doesn't mean that's going to speak to you. Right? Now, you got to get creative. You got to mix it up. Find what really speaks to you. So let's give an example. Let's say, for me personally, during my recovery, when I would tell myself something like, okay, You know the real you. Get back to living, man. The real you is there. This is a bluff. Just because that sparks something in me to help me shut my worry down doesn't mean it's necessarily going to spark something in you. So I'm just going to pull random names from the chat here. Let's see. Let's say that Riley, for example, when he notices that he's worrying, he tells himself something like, you know what? This ain't going to harm me. It can be here if it wants to be here. And then he refocuses on living. For some reason, that speaks to him. He likes that. Okay? It helps him shut his worry down. Let's say Lucy in the chat, she tells herself that. Doesn't really speak to her that well. She prefers to catch the worry when it's happening and tell herself, hey, you know what? I'm not throwing gas on this fire anymore. And just make it worse. It's not worth it. Maybe that speaks to her and that helps her shut her worry down. Do you see what I'm getting at with this? So I love to teach through examples because personally I think it's the best way to teach. But that doesn't mean that all of my examples are going to speak to you the way that they speak to me, right? That doesn't mean that all of my examples are going to help you shut your worry down like it helped me shut my worry down, right? Some of you might prefer the aggressive approach. You start to worry and you say, you know what? I hope those thoughts do stick around. I hope that symptom does get worse. And then you refocus back on living, right? Rinse and repeat. Some people, out there might prefer that. Other people, maybe not so much, right? So you really got to get creative. So my goal for all of you today, right, is to get creative with your recovery. That accepting inner voice, get creative with the accepting inner voice. Find what works for you. You don't have to stick with just one thing, right? Just because you watched a stream that I did 2 months ago, where I said, oh, when I caught myself worrying, I would just say, you know what, it is what it is. Just because you heard that in a stream 3 months ago doesn't mean that, okay, you've got to live by the it is what it is, accepting inner voice. When you catch yourself worrying, it is what it is, back to living. Wonder Bro said that in a stream 3 months ago, so I got to stick to that. It doesn't mean that, guys. When I give examples, I'm just giving examples of what's worked for me, of what I've seen work for others. It doesn't matter what you tell yourself as long as it's short, sweet, simple, accepting, shutting the worry down, getting right back to living, rinse and repeat. Does not matter what you tell yourself. Get creative and find what works for you. Some of you may like the aggressive approach. Some of you may not. Some of you may like the it is what it is. Some of you may not. Some of you may like to mix it up and say something different every day. Whatever. We do not care how you get to the point of shutting the worry down as long as you get to that point. Keep it short, sweet, and simple. That's really the only preference that I would give you. I would prefer that you keep whatever your accepting little reminder, we call it. I would prefer that you keep it short, sweet, and simple, right? So that it doesn't turn into obsession. But other than that, I really don't, I'm not tying you down here. I really don't have any other preferences. Just keep it short, sweet, and simple. So get creative. Again, that is your goal today. Kind of do a little bit of soul searching and figure out what speaks to you. Do you like the bring it on approach? Do you like that as your reminder? Do you like the more laid back, okay, I've been here before kind of approach? Do you like the more casual, whatever's going to happen is going to happen? What do you like? What reminders do you like? What speaks to you, right? Get creative. Mix it up. You're not tied down to just using one thing here. You're not tied down to just one statement for the rest of your life. You're not tied down to that. Get creative and find what works for you. I love that you guys, like to take my examples and apply them. And if they work for you, great. But I do want you to get a little bit creative, and I do want you to do a little bit of soul searching, right? What do you prefer? What do you prefer? So as I rant here, I'm going to ask the chat to drop some examples. People that have recovered or are currently recovering or just starting out, drop some examples. Let's see the difference. I want you guys to visually see how everybody's a bit different. So if you've got an accepting inner voice, or what we call reminders, that you prefer, drop them in the chat, and you're going to see, I hope everyone participates here. You're going to see the difference. You're going to see how Sanchez likes to say fuck it to get out of his worry, and you're going to see how person A, B, and C likes to say this or whatever. Share it. I want you to see how everyone's different, and I want you to see why you need to get creative, because no two people are the same, right? So again, I love that you guys love the examples that I give, but if they don't speak to you personally, maybe it's time to do a little bit of searching, find what does, find that attitude that does, find that what we call accepting reminder that does. Mix it up, have fun with it, get creative, find what speaks to your soul, man. Whatever helps you shut the worry down, aka the second fear, right? Dr. Claire Weeks called it second fear. Whatever helps you shut that shit down, right? Use it, find it, search for it, right? Mix it up, have several, have 5, have 10, have 15 of them. As long as they're short, sweet, accepting reminders, you find what works for you. Have fun with it. And you're probably thinking you're absolutely delusional to tell me to try to have fun with this. This is not fun. Get creative. Get creative. Find what helps you find that inner voice that helps you shut that worry down, and then use it over and over and over and over again while you continue to live your life. Find what works for you with that accepting inner voice. Find what you can tell yourself to help shut that worry down every chance you get. Every time you catch yourself doing it, find what helps you shut that worry down in the form of that accepting reminder, and then get right back to living. That is the 2 main keys right there. Shut the worry down over and over again and get right back to living. You've been trying for so long to worry your way out of anxiety, and we talked about this, I believe it was yesterday. You can't worry your way out of anxiety. You can only make it worse, right? You got to shut the worry down so the nerves can heal. They will heal. Your body and your mind, absolutely 110% will heal, but you got to get out of the way, right? You got to shut the making it worse down with the worry. You got to shut it down. So find that accepting reminder that really speaks to you guys. Get creative with it. Do a little bit of soul searching. Use my examples. Go off of my examples. Whatever. Figure it out, right? Some people are probably thinking, you're the guide here. Why are you telling us to figure it out? Because this is personal. This is a personal part of the journey. I can give you the foundation, which is shut the worry down over and over again and live your life. I can give you the 2 keys, but as far as what you tell yourself to help shut that worry down, and remember, it's not an argument with the thoughts. You're not arguing with the thoughts. You're giving yourself an accepting reminder. You're not arguing with the thoughts. You're just reminding yourself of something accepting to help stop adding the worry. So find what works for you in that regard and run with it, right? I know it's so easy as a sensitized or anxious person to think to yourself, I'm missing something, or what is the perfect set of words here? They don't exist. There's not a perfect set of words. There's not a magical set of words. There's not a perfect formula as far as your accepting inner voice goes. You just got to find yours. You got to find yours, right? I can't do that for you. Kate can't do that for you. Sanchez can't do that for you. You got to find yours. You can mix it up. You can have fun with it. What can you tell yourself when you notice that you're adding second fear, aka worry, that helps you shut it down? You're still going to feel like crap. It takes time to heal, but what can you do to continue over and over and over again? What can you tell yourself to continue over and over and over again, shutting that worry down and then going back to living your life? Find what you like. Find what works for you. Keep it short, sweet, and simple, and rooted in acceptance. Have fun with it. Get creative with it, right? So with that being said, I hope as you go through your day today that you brainstorm a little bit. Don't obsess. Don't obsess, but just brainstorm a little bit. Okay, what do I like? What reminder do I like? What's going to help me pump the brakes on the worry today? Find it, run with it, right? Find it and go with it. So do a little bit of soul searching today, guys. That was the point of today's stream. That was a really good one. I hope you guys do decide to get creative with your recovery. I hope you do take it seriously and decide that you're going to, come up with some things to help you shut that worry down. Remember, keep it short, sweet, and simple. Don't fight with the specifics of the thoughts. Just a nice little reminder, all right? I love you guys. We're going to switch on over to post-stream. We got Sanchez in the house, so maybe we'll do Miami Vice today because it's been a little while. JT, thank you so much, dude. Thank you so much, JT. I appreciate you. And also, let's see. Not only JT, but let's see. Riley with the $10 tip came in before JT. I was just mid-rant. So Riley and JT, guys, thank you so much for your tips. That puts us at 15. We are on a 146-day streak. Thank you, guys. I really hope you enjoyed today's stream. Let me update that, and then we'll get us some music going. Gonna hang out with chat, read some comments, answer some questions, that sort of thing. But huge shout out to Riley and JT. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. So Miami Vice, that is what we're gonna go with today. We've got an ad to sit through real quick. That's okay. You guys know I can't install ad blocker because that doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right. I do YouTube, so it doesn't feel right to install ad blocker. Okay, here we go. We got it. We got it. Let me find my favorite one. Where's my favorite one at? There it is. Okay. Alright, good stream today, guys. Let's see what chat is up to. Miss Alien Girl, how are you doing? So we did get some examples in chat. This is all a bluff. That's what Riley likes to tell himself. Let's see. Sanchez, that's right. Fuck it. Sanchez is our Mr. 69er fuck it man over here. So, hey, works for him. I don't give a fuck. Is what it is. Nah. So just some casual reminders there. That's what works for Panda. Okay. Let's see. What else we got here? Just great reminders. And, you know, my main point here, right? My main point here by reading all of these examples from chat is that everyone is different. So you can see the small differences there between what works for her and what works for him and what works for him and her. You can see that. And that's what I'm trying to really point out today is that you're all individuals. You're all individuals, and you're going to have certain things that speak differently to you. Right? And that's why I'm encouraging people today to really get creative with their recovery. Don't you wish clouds could really rain money? They do here, thanks to you guys. They do here, thanks to you guys. We got our little dancing cloud. If clouds really could rain money, according to how the weather's been here the past few days, I would be a very rich man. Let's see. I've been binge watching comedy shows that I've never watched before. Nice. Mix it up. Have fun with it. That's a good point too. You know, get creative with your recovery, and even when it comes to living your life, right? Not just your accepting reminders. You can try something new today that you might enjoy. So good point there. How you doing, Rick? Bug likes to say this is just anxiety, so you can see there, casual, just a little reminder of what's actually going on. So different things, you know, different accepting inner voices going on here. So find yours and build yours. It very much is a building process. Find yours and build yours. I even laugh when I say it, so I mean, just laugh in its face. There you go. Whatever works, man. Whatever works. How you doing, Sky? Wonder Bro invented the post-it notepad. Okay. Along with theoretical physics rules regarding dimension splitting. Interesting. Panda, thank you so much, Panda. Sending some love. Appreciate you always. Making it rain. Thank you so much, Panda. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you, Panda. Let's add that. Let's see here. And we also, one moment. We also, I believe we got, let me see. Let me make sure. We also got, where's it at? I believe a $20 tip. Why can't I pull it up? A $20 tip from Brandon, I believe. I hope that's right. Brandon, thank you so much, dude, for the $20 tip, man. I appreciate you. We're almost at tip goal, and we're not even 20 minutes into the stream. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. I love you guys. Thank you. Huge shout out, man. Huge shout out. Brandon, Panda, JT, Riley. Thank all of you guys so much. I appreciate you. Let me see here. Wonder, how can I not have this impending doom feeling, aka anxiety, if my symptoms are real? I always worry about a heart attack or stroke or tumors, etc. It will leave me in the bed all day. Well, the question you should be asking is, how could you not have anxiety when you're always worried about a heart attack, a stroke, or tumors, right? How could you not have anxiety? So we need to reverse the question there. The question is, how can I not have this impending doom feeling if my symptoms are real? Well, they're worries, so they're not real, right? They're not real. So the question needs to be reversed there. How would it be possible for you to not have anxiety if every day you're worried about a heart attack, stroke, or tumor, right? So clearly we have to get, we have to get on track. We have to get on track with using the advice. You can technically allow yourself to worry about a heart attack, stroke, or tumor all day, but how could you ever get any peace from anxiety if we're constantly stressing the nerves in that way, right? So, you're not currently having a heart attack, stroke, or tumor, but we call that health anxiety. But you are experiencing very real symptoms, yes, of course, because the worry is constantly heart attack, stroke, tumor. So of course the nerves are going to be constantly stressed, right? My recommendation for you, and it's going to take work, it's going to take dedication, and nobody can do it for you but you, but my recommendation to you, right, is to start catching yourself when you're doing that worry and remind yourself, what's the point, right? So a lot of times we get wrapped up in worry and we forget to remind ourselves, what am I doing besides making my situation worse? What am I doing besides making my already tired nerves even more tired? And I am not promoting healing. I'm just keeping myself in the cycle, right? So my biggest recommendation for you, of course, is the advice, right? Catch that worry, shut it down, live your life. Again and again. Rick, thank you so much, dude. I can barely keep up today. Wow. Thank you, guys. That is tip goal. That takes us to 55. We're moving on to a 147-day streak. Whoa, I'm all over the place answering questions. Tips are coming in left and right. Thank you, guys, so much. I appreciate every single one of you. I hope you know that. I love you so much. Thank you so much for all the questions. Mindy, that was a great question. I really hope you take the advice and use it. You deserve to. Let's see. Let's see. Financial anxiety, but as we know, anxiety comes in more flavors than ice cream. There you go. So you already know the answer to that question. You answered that yourself. It comes in more flavors than ice cream. I like the way you put that. The advice doesn't change. You are absolutely correct. Man, I'm trying to keep up. You guys got my head spinning today in a good way. All right, let's see here. Oh, there's an ad. I caught it. No ad today. Skip that. I have health anxiety as well about heart attacks. That one day one of these anxiety or panic will end me with a etc. Catch where you add those extra thoughts. Absolutely. I mean, we see it happen pretty much all the time. Just as Lucy said, anxiety comes in many different flavors, more flavors than ice cream. So some people can kind of justify their worry, right? And I made the huge mistake of justifying my worry for a long time. Like, oh, how can I possibly catch this worry and shut it down because it's regarding this thing that might happen? Well, understand, you're no different than anyone else. Just because you're worried about physical problems, which you put in all caps are real, that's just as real to anyone who's worried about possibly going insane or crazy. Understand that it's all the same, right? So there's no justification really. And believe me, I tell you that because I want you to break out of this cycle. There's no way that you can justify the worry because the results are always going to be the same. We're always going to come back and say, well, you can justify the worry, but the fact still remains that the worry keeps you miserable, and the worry makes it to where your nerves can't heal because they're constantly under stress, right? So we can do all the justifying of the worry that we want, and believe me, I used to justify my worry every single day, but the fact never changes no matter how much justifying we do. The fact that worry is second fear, and worry is going to keep your nerves stressed because they never catch a break because of all the worry. That fact will never change no matter how much we try to justify our worry. So keep coming back to that and remember that. It's never worth it, and it's not worth it, and there's no better time to get started in your recovery than right now, right? Than right now. So get going. Get going. Find your accepting inner voice, as Dr. Claire Weeks called it. Continue to work on shutting that worry down over and over again. Alright, let's see here. Let's see here. You can send my worry to the universe. That's a good way to put it. If I don't practice catching it, yes. Alright. Close that out. Thank you guys again for all the love today. I really do appreciate it. Really do appreciate it. It's been a great stream. Let's see. My anxiety was flaring up and I got an alert you had a live stream and started feeling better. I feel like if I took medication, it felt like if I took medication or something. So it brings you some, okay, so here's a good little thing to point out here. A perfect opportunity to point something out. You see that I'm live streaming and you feel relief, almost like you took medication. What actually happened there? I'm wondering if the chat knows the answer to this question. So let's say JT sees, he gets a notification on his phone that I'm live streaming and he feels relief, almost like he took medication. What really happened there? Not so much that I was streaming, but what did him noticing that I was streaming and then that brought him relief? What did he actually do there that he probably wasn't even aware that he did that brought him relief? What actually brought him relief there? Does anybody know the answer to that question? So we'll give people a minute or two to see if they can get the answer to that correct. But what actually happened there with JT to bring him relief? What did he do that maybe he wasn't even aware that he did that brought him relief in that moment? Some relief in that moment, at least. And while we see if anybody in chat can answer that, I will be right back in 2-3 seconds. Stop worrying. There you go. Riley got it. Somebody give Riley a trophy while I'm gone in the form of an emoji. I'll be right back. All right, I have returned. Sorry about that. Wonder Bro, you went through something similar as me. Okay, sorry. You went through something similar as me. You had to deal with the death of a loved one, plus having all the new financial responsibility. I'm sure you practiced the two main keys. I absolutely 110% did. And while all that stuff was happening, you know, I'd lost several very close loved ones, almost pretty much back to back, and as a result, also had all sorts of new financial responsibility kind of dumped on me. I absolutely used the two main keys, and I took that as an opportunity to practice the two main keys, and I even made several streams about it. So, you know, when I say the two main keys are not just good anxiety advice, like I'm referring to sensitized people. When I say it's good life advice too, I'm referring to people who are not even, you know, necessarily considered sensitized, right? You're going through something tough, lost a bunch of loved ones, new financial responsibilities. You know, the worry is never going to get you anywhere. It's going to keep you in the cycle, and it will keep you beaten down, right? Doesn't matter if you're sensitized, not sensitized, the worry is no good for you, and it's going to add a layer of suffering that does not need to be there, right? That does not need to be there. So, you know, the worry, which very much is a habit, is something that should be worked on, and I understand that it's easier said than done. Like, don't get me wrong, guys, it took me a good while to be able to do that, right? I had to practice that, and practice that. So I understand that, and I'm not trying to say it's super easy, because it's not. But, you know, get creative, find your accepting inner voice, continue to shut that worry down and live your life. Give those nerves a break, because you deserve it. You all deserve it. Mindy deserves it. Lucy deserves it. D-Block, everyone, Riley, Kate, you all deserve to live the life that you want to live. But it's going to come down to first understanding how pointless and stressful the worry is, then understanding that it's the very reason you're not recovering, and then finding that accepting inner voice and consciously, with effort, over and over again, working on shutting that worry down and living your life, right? And this applies to sensitized people, non-sensitized people, so forth and so on. This is good life advice, period. This is good life advice, period. It is the advice that will take tired nerves and make them not tired, right, to put it simply. But it's also advice that will just change your entire life. To be completely honest, it will just change your entire life. So yes, I absolutely applied the two keys, and will continue to apply them for the rest of my life, because they're amazing. They're amazing. What else can I say? They're amazing. Whether you're sensitized or not, they're amazing. What's up, D-Block? Sorry, I'm behind on comments here. How you doing, D-Block? There was a tip while I was gone. Yeah, I noticed that. What is the best, quickest way to sum this up? There's a bit of a personal, keep this professional here. There's a bit of a personal sort of issue, which is currently going on and in the process of, I don't know how to word this. Me and Arnold had a bit of a falling out over some shit that happened, and yeah, that's kind of going on behind the scenes, and you know, we'll address that maybe another day. Today I'm just going to try to take a back seat from that and you know, relax a little bit, but it's okay. Not a huge deal or anything. Nothing that anybody needs to worry about. But I'll address that tip and stuff in private. Anyway. It's just that these actual things that happen where I find it challenging to practice in these situations, not that I don't give it my all. No, it definitely can be more challenging at times than others depending on what's going on in your life, right? Difficult life situations can, of course, make applying the advice seem a little bit tougher. Certain situations can be tougher to apply the advice in than other situations, depending on their severity, right? So I completely understand that. The good news is it doesn't change, right? So you're always practicing the same advice regardless, and that's the good news. It doesn't get complicated. But yeah, I completely agree with you that, you know, sometimes it's harder to apply the advice than others depending on your situation, and that's normal. That's normal. When overthinking and adding thoughts after thoughts become such a habit. Yeah, and what do we call adding thoughts after thoughts? We call that worry. We call that worry. We call that worry. A lot of people don't want to give worry, I don't want to say the props that it deserves, but they don't want to see it for what it really is, right? So we look at things like drug addiction and we talk about how horrible it is and how, you know, we really want people to get sober from that. And we look at things like alcohol addiction and like, we tell people, hey, you know, we really want you to recover from that. It's not good for you. But we tend to just let worry slip right on by, and we just continue to do it, and nobody's talking about it. Nobody's going around saying, hey, you know, this thing is really affecting your life and you should work on it, and it's really tough, but you should work on it, right? We don't do that with worry. For some reason, it's just become accepted. It's just like, okay, well, we're just going to continue adding worry. You know, some people do it to such a extreme degree that they become sensitized, and some people do it to a very light degree, and some people are in the middle, and whatever. But we don't really shine the light on it and say, hey, this is a problem, and we should work on this. If we want to live a much better quality of life, we should work on this very addictive habit. I don't know why we don't do that. We should do that. We do it with everything else. We tell people that they should eat healthier, and we tell people that they should try to get sober, and we tell people, you know, we do it with everything else, but simultaneously we're allowing one of the most addictive and worst habits that there is, which is worry, to go unnoticed, and nobody's talking about it. Nobody's bringing it to light. Nobody's treating it the way that we treat everything else. You absolutely should be. You absolutely should be doing a little bit of thinking about how destructive this habit is and how it's keeping you from living the life that you want to live. We should be shining a spotlight on the habit of worry, which is all Dr. Claire Weeks meant by second fear. That's all she meant by that, right? So yeah, I don't know why it's not addressed and why it's not spoke about like all these other addictions are spoke about, but it should be, because it's right up there with them. And in fact, I would argue that it may even pass them in terms of how addictive it is, right? It's the great human condition, man, the great human problem, and we don't talk about it enough. Have to go. Thank you, Wonder Bro. Peace and love for the Vacate Fear family. Thank you so much, JT. I appreciate you, dude. Treat it like a side chick. There you go, Jesse. There you go, Jesse. Hey, we were just getting people in the chat earlier to talk about their examples that they give, like of their accepting inner voice. And there's Jesse's. He just treats the symptoms and the thoughts like a side chick. You know, that's his that's his go-to. It works for him. Hey, whatever, dude. Everybody's an individual. Get creative with it. Have fun with it. Find your accepting inner voice and continue to shut that worry down. Maybe Sky said side chick ? Maybe Jesse can elaborate on that a bit. He'll explain it to you, I'm sure. I once built a cyborg that was so powerful that only he could take it down once it okay. Interesting. You really been gassing me up these past few days, Sky. You really been gassing me up. I appreciate you, Jesse. It's been a minute since I've been able to talk to you, dude. How have you been? You're busy living your life now, man. I love to see it. You're busy living your life. I always say it's bittersweet. because a lot of the people that I've met in here that were here like daily, right? They're busy living their lives now, and you know they can't always make the streams right away. It's a bittersweet moment. It's a bittersweet moment. I love to see it though. I love to see people move on. And for those of you who are healing or have healed and you decide to stick around, and whether it's my admins or you're just here to support, just watch, whatever, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for doing that. You're not obligated to do that. Any of you could just say, hey, well, you know, I got what I needed and it's time to hit the road, and that's okay. I would understand if you did. I would totally understand, completely understand if you did. But the fact that you stick around and support, you know, even after you're healing or after you've gotten the advice, I do appreciate that. I appreciate that a ton. I appreciate it a lot, a lot, a lot. AP, what is up, dude? How you doing? I've met a lot of people while doing this that I would consider very close friends. And I do, you know, I'm grateful for all of you. Another ad. That's the only thing about this Miami Vice music, dude. It's littered with ads. I don't know why. It's like every 5 minutes. There we go. JS, what is up? We got a lot of J names. JT, JS, JS, face and accept, float, let time pass, works every time. There you go. There you go. And if you look at what Dr. Claire Weeks really meant by that when she said face it, all right, so you're accepting it. And when she said float, she meant shut the worry down, dude. Shut the worry down. Go with it, not against it. It's all going to come back to that. And you guys are probably so sick of hearing the word worry. I didn't often use that word in the past. We just recently picked it up. But I don't know. I felt like it helped people put it into perspective. Don't get me wrong. I love the whole concept of first and second fear because it's absolutely true. But I feel like more people can relate to the word worry than they can first and second fear, right? So absolutely no disrespect to the legend herself, Dr. Claire Weeks. We wouldn't be here without her. I just feel like it's a little easier to digest when you tell someone, hey, we got to shut the worry down, right? Instead of, you know, using first and second fear like I used to use all the time. Just trying to make it, you know, a bit more simple. That's all I'm trying to do. You will heal. There is no magic trick or secret. The secret is what you make it. There you go. Put your own spin. Put your own spin on that accepting inner voice. Get creative. Exactly what we talked about today, Jesse. Couldn't agree more. Yeah, I'm pretty good, man. Finally seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. Still got a way to go, though. And that's okay, dude. That's okay. It's a journey. That's why it's called a practice, right? That's why it's called a journey. The anchoring video helped me a lot during those times when my habit of adding second fear thoughts came so quick it was tough to stop or catch, but it works. Finding something to ground. Yes, I was happy to be able to talk about the anchoring technique the other day. You know, when you're in the habit, or, you know, it's mostly for when you're already in the rabbit hole so deep, right? You can purposely put your attention, I'm burpy. You can purposely put your attention on something in your reality and something in your surroundings in order to ground yourself, right? And it can be useful for when you're already in the rabbit hole. So, a good little technique there. How's your garden? I saw your update video. I mean, I feel like it's growing an inch a day. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. So far, it's going really well. Nothing has died on me, and I'm proud of it. I need to make a part 2 to that soon because everything's been growing like crazy since that video. I mean, that was only like a week ago, but I'm surprised at how much growth has been going on out there. I am surprised. Yeah, I couldn't agree more, Panda. Couldn't agree more. Yes, definitely works for those moments we slip into it, helps us step back. Yeah, absolutely. I'm getting days where I'm barely getting anxiety, not felt this way in years. I'm excited. I mean, there you go. I mean, you see what catching the worry and shutting that shit down, you know, you got to do that over and over, and I'm sure you've had to do that plenty of times. You probably can't even count all the times you've had to do it, but you see how that's paying off for you in the end, right? You see how that's adding up? I'll have to share the tips I learned for my tomatoes. It's working. They're also tall now. My tomatoes, I was late putting them in the ground, really. I should have probably done it earlier, but my sprouts are sprouty. They are growing, and they're getting bigger, and the corn is just ridiculous. It's growing every day, and I don't know, it's all going so well, and I hope it continues to go well, and not everything just decides to randomly die. That would be horrible, but so far, so good. And for this to be my first garden, just planting seeds right in the ground, not even like transplanting, I'm proud of it. Like, I'm proud of it. It's okay to be proud of that. I'm proud of it. I'll try to keep you guys updated. For those of you who are interested, I know like 90% of you don't much care unless it's anxiety related, which I understand. That's what you're here for, right? I get it. But for those of you who do have interest in other topics and videos, I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. It was pouring the rain earlier, and according to my computer here, it says rain is coming. That is exactly what it says down in the toolbar. So, probably can't make an update video today, but we'll see. We'll see. Try to make that happen. It's fun to do that. It's fun. And, you know, that's something I've been wanting to talk about for a minute. You know, for those of you who do not have any interest in that stuff, you're just here for the anxiety thing. I completely, totally get that. But just overlook it, right? I've had, you know, people in the past for some reason throw dislikes at those videos and tell me, why are you, you know, granted, not many people, like literally like 2 maybe. Why are you making videos that are not anxiety related? I appreciate you guys who could give a shit less about the other videos, but at the same time you don't make it a point to be mad about it, because I don't understand that. So thank you for just overlooking those videos if they're not your cup of tea, instead of getting upset about it, which I never understood. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. You don't have to watch those videos. Just scroll right past them if you're not interested. We'll always come back to the topic of anxiety, always. It's just fun to do something different every now and then. Anyway, how's everybody doing today? I'm very close to starting my garden. It's so much fun, dude. It really is. And I don't know if it wears off in time, but with me, that being the first garden I've ever done, when you see things starting to grow, it gives you this like feeling, and you're just like, fuck yeah, like I did that, right? I don't know, does that happen every year, or is that just a beginner gardener thing? I don't know, but it gives you this really nice, warm, fuzzy feeling, and you're like, yeah, I did that. I did that. Alright guys, we are approaching that 1 hour mark. It's crazy to see the thoughts and feelings get less and less scary. I can feel it affecting me less and less, and that's exactly how it's supposed to feel. So congrats, dude, you're obviously doing something right. No, that feeling doesn't wear off. I get excited every year now. I always feel that. Heck yeah, I agree you feeling. Okay, cool. Now I'm really looking forward to doing a garden every year, hopefully. Awesome. Thank you guys for letting me know that. So we are almost at that 1 hour mark. We are going to go ahead and wrap it up here. I appreciate you guys so much for coming out and watching today's stream. Just to throw back to the main point real quick, remember guys, get creative with your accepting inner voice. Find what really works for you and helps you shut that worry down, aka that second fear, and then go right back to living your life, right? Have that productive day. Kevin, how you doing, dude? It's been a while since I checked in. Hope you're doing well. How is everything? I'd love to see my garden growing. It's been going good, dude. I will make, like I said, I'll try to make an update video on that. It's been something I've been wanting to do anyway, so, but yeah, thank you guys so much for everything. I appreciate the heck out of you. I love you so much. Great stream today. Special shout out to all of my admins holding it down. I love you guys so much. Thank you for all the love and all of the support, and I'm sure I'll see you very, very soon. Get creative today, man. Find your accepting inner voice. It's up to you to find it. Put in that work. Continue to shut the worry down and live your life. That is our 2 main keys to healing. If you put in the work, you will eventually get those results. I love you so much, and I'm sure I'll see you soon. Until next time, as always, stay awesome.